exciting about you going on in your life? We'll start with Shariah.
Mm, you just said my name.
Just tell me your whole name. Go ahead. Name,
Shariah.
age.
Shariah, 15. I don't really have any hobbies. Nothing exciting really happening.
She's gonna be a sophomore this year, guys. School starts next week. Let's clap it up for that. Sharice. Name, age, hobbies. Social media.
Sharice, 18, about to be 19, full-time dog mom, new real estate agent.
All right, Malachi. Malachi.
He laughed. Little faking.
Come on, so we can get up out of here. Name, age, hobbies, social media. Okay, Rex want to talk. Malachi, hold up, we can't hear you.
My bad. My name Malachi. I'm 15. I'm a sophomore. My hobbies is sports, for real. Go at me on Instagram, Malachi Malaki__S. On the gram, man. Y'all go follow your boy.
2 followers.
Let's give it up for Malachi being a sophomore.
As long as we got audio, that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay, all right, go ahead, Shariah. So if you think
No,
parents
this is
are
jacked up.
if you think parents are mean, why do you think parents are mean?
I've said I don't think they're mean.
Oh, you said you go along with everything Sharice said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Malachi, we'll kick it over to you, and then I'll respond after you. So, do you think parents are mean? And if you think parents are mean, why do you think parents are mean?
I think y'all mean. I just think y'all do the most. And there's no point of y'all doing whatever y'all were doing. Like all that yelling was not necessary.
So mean. That's mean.
Huh?
So you think they're mean?
I don't think they mean. I mean, they was just trying to do their job as a parent. They was just trying to do their job as a parent, but I feel like most of that yelling necessary. Oh my goodness.
Oh, so you want us to talk soft to you so you can do the same thing over again?
Huh?
So you want us to talk soft to you so you can do the same thing over again?
I mean, you ain't gotta talk soft. Just, bro, I feel like a woman isn't an explanation for everything. I feel like you could, you know what I'm saying, talk to your kid and see, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, what's the problem. But I don't think, you know what I'm saying, yelling and whooping all the time is you know what I'm saying, it's gonna solve the problem. But
So you're saying
like y'all said back in y'all day, that's how y'all parents used to do it. So
Incorrect.
So you're saying that every time you've gotten in trouble, you've gotten a whooping. You've never gotten a talking to.
No, he said whoopings are yelled at.
No, he said every time you do something wrong, he don't feel he should get a whooping.
Malachi,
I'm asking, you're sitting here on Cuzzo Vision podcast saying that every time you've done something, you've got a whooping, and there was never a time that someone warned you and talked to you about some of the things that you were doing, and you kept on doing them?
I'm not saying that y'all never talk to me or talk to just any of your kids in general. I'm just saying that this isn't like, you know what I'm saying, coming from y'all, but you know what I'm saying, I'm just saying this for any parent that's a parent out there. I'm saying a whooping isn't an explanation for everything.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I
So you don't want a whooping at all, basically, is what I'm hearing.
You said what?
You don't want a whooping at all.
No. Okay. See, now you just made me get into another mode.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's not what I heard.
That's not what I heard either.
But Malachi, if I may, I apologize for interrupting. But when you're saying y'all, if you're speaking about one of us specifically, could you name names, please? We just want to make sure the viewers understand.
No name.
He doesn't have to name.
You can show. Malachi, show receipts.
He doesn't have to name. I raised my
We
hand.
show receipts
I
around
raised
here,
my
baby.
hand because I whoop ass, but I don't always just go straight to ass whooping. I do talk, and
Honey.
if you don't get the picture
Honey,
after a couple of times,
I'm gonna pause you
you're
because
not gonna pause
I'm
me.
gonna pause
I'm
you
talking.
because you
I'm
have
talking.
told me you don't do the talking. You say you go talk to him. I don't do the talking. You do.
Okay, so how many times? When is the last time these boys have gotten a whooping? Because
It's been-
Sharice said
it's been
we
a while.
raising them very differently.
We can
Not
reach
she.
around her. So
All right. Then.
yeah. So let me
So-
respond back. Let me respond back to that. My big girl understands what's going on. So you're absolutely correct. I do parent different today than I did 18, 19 years ago. But the reason that I parent different is because you live and you learn. So I was very hard on you. I was a first time mom. I was a very young mom. And I wanted to make sure that you were a good child. I wanted to make sure that I was raising you right. It was not something that I had that I felt like I had the luxury of failing at. So I felt like every single thing you did, I had to say something so that you knew that it was either right or it was wrong. And I will also say that I feel like you became a very, very responsible young lady very quickly because of how hard I was on you. Now, with that being said, a couple years later comes Shariah. People start telling me that I'm very hard on you all. So I think I started easing up a little on Shariah. And it was also easier, I think, to ease up because now I'm not so stressed out because you're helping. You helped with Shariah. You told people like, this is my baby. I don't leave Shariah. I can't go nowhere without Shariah. So it was easier to be a little bit more lenient. And I was getting older. I was becoming calmer. I was becoming wiser. Now you move to the point where we have the boys. Mind you, that's 10 years after Shariah. So 10 years I have gotten older and gotten wiser. I have had conversations with others. And I will say my biggest mentor as far as discipline and parenting, and I don't hide it, everyone knows my biggest mentor is my dad. I feel like I model parenting after my dad. And my dad also told me, I was very hard on you girls, and you were very hard on your girls. I don't think it took all that, but as being young, he also said he didn't know. And so now that he's older, he grandparents different than he parented. So I think as you get older, you get calmer and you start realizing you pick and choose your battles more. When you're a young parent, everything is a battle. I have to be on you because I'm preparing you for the world. But then as you get older, you realize I can let these things slide. I can let these things go.
Great explanation, honey. You were a little long-winded.
I'm sorry.
I agree. When you're a first-time parent, you're still learning how to become a parent. So I was a little harder
3,
on
2,
my kids
1.
younger as well, because I was still learning to become a parent as well. So
Kid? You mean kid?
and as far as you, sir,
You got muted, Malachi.
I'm
just playing.
As far as you, sir, you only got in trouble when it came to your grades. So let's correct the notion around here on Cuzzo Vision podcast. I don't play by grades, and your education and things like that. And now if you go out here and do some dumb stuff that deserves a whooping, yeah, you gonna get a whooping for sure.
Well, honey.
But let's get the record straight that I don't just, or I didn't just whoop you for nothing.
For you,
You knew what you were getting a whooping for. Just like when I used to get my ass beat back in the day by my daddy or my mom. Well, my mom whooped me a few occasions, but when I got whooped by my dad, I knew what I had done. So let's not act like we stupid here. Y'all kids are very smart. Y'all very smart. Smarter than we were. So if you getting a whooping, you know what you're getting a whooping for. And I agree that every time you do something you don't deserve a whooping. But if you're told to do something multiple times and you disobey your parents or your mother, your father, whoever, then it seems like you're not learning your lesson. And we only whoop you all because, well, I'm just speaking from my standpoint. You have to be taught that there are consequences in this world. So when you go out here in this real world, if I just let you go through life without yelling at you or whooping you, then you going to go out here in this world and you ain't going to respect police. You ain't going to respect nobody of authority. You ain't going to respect your boss. You just going to think you can do whatever you want to do because that's how you was raised. And, well, my mama and my dad ain't with me or do this to me. So I'm not gonna let nobody else do. You know what I'm saying? You have to have some boundaries out here, and you gonna learn that the world is very tough, and everything ain't gonna be roses and candy around here. Like everything ain't sweet. So that's why parents have to do what they have to do when it comes to discipline children. And I would say men are a little harder on boys because boys tend to do way more than girls. Now these girls are getting a little more ratchet now. I will say that, but no, boys are tend to be a little hard-headed, and it just is what it is. You have to do what you have to do to get your respect and to show them to respect others, and that there are consequences out here in this world if they go out here and do stuff. So,
okay.
I was a little long-winded too.
Exactly. So Malachi, if you would sleep earlier, you definitely sleep.
Malachi, turn on the light. We can't see you.
I'm listening.
We can't see you.
So, Lacey kind of.
Turn on the light.
Lacey kind of hit on this earlier when he was saying, you know, like you guys can speak freely, no retaliation. I saw you girls say it a couple times, no retaliation. So with that being said, do you feel like you can tell your parents anything?
Start with Malachi.
Malachi, starting with you.
Why are you starting with me? No.
You don't?
I'm
Expand upon that.
Why? I don't know. From my personal standpoint, I'd say no. I can't tell y'all everything.
What is it that you think you can't tell us? Is it stuff dealing with girls or stuff dealing with your personal self or what type of things do you feel like you can't speak to your parents about?
If you want to be honest, I have no clue. I don't know. I just know that I'm not telling y'all everything.
Listen, we kind of expect y'all not to tell us everything, but we would love for y'all to tell us most things. So we're not. The question is not necessarily do you feel comfortable telling us everything, because we were kids
You
once.
like to judge. You're a very judgy person.
Oh wow.
So you don't like to tell me things because I'm judgy.
I would take things because you don't be on the phone like that.
Cause I don't what?
Because you don't
I don't call you like that.
No, you call me like.
If you had something to tell me, why wouldn't you call me?
But that's the thing. It's I ain't gotta tell you nothing, so it's nothing that important for me to tell you.
That's what we're asking. Is there anything that you would love to talk to your parents about, but you don't feel like you could talk to them about everything?
No, it ain't nothing. No, I'm saying to talk about.
So the question is, so basically you're saying you could talk to your parents about anything, or no? Yes or no? Because you spent our wheels. I'm not sure I got a definite answer on that. Can you or can you not talk to your parents about anything?
My mind's telling me to say yes, so I'm gonna say yeah.
He just wants the conversation over.
If that's what it basically sounds like. All right, moving on.
Sounds like he fears retaliation.
What she said.
Sherry says it sounds like you fear retaliation.
He was talking about me.
And we told you here on Cuzzo Vision Podcast you can speak your mind and your heart.
Listen, if anybody wants the problems, they can catch them.
Answer the question, boy. Answer the question. Listen, we ain't got time for all the antics. Answer the question.
I just answered the question.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's nothing you. Okay, basically we gonna move on from him. There's nothing he's
doesn't feel like he can share with his parents. So
all right, moving
Shariah,
on to Shariah.
so question is, do you feel like you can tell your parents anything?
No. No.
Okay.
Oh,
No, you can't tell them
no,
everything.
I can't tell them everything.
Why you feel that way?
Because if I try to say, like, I'm not going to give you an example. I'm just saying most stuff turns into a lecture. And I'm just trying to get you to listen, and you lecturing me isn't helping or making me want to tell you anything.
Okay. I think that's what Malachi was trying to get at, but he couldn't find the words.
I was trying to get at what?
Shariah said that she can't tell her parents everything because most things turn into a lecture.
All right, Sharice.
So that's a good explanation. Okay.
What's it keep forming?
Hold up. Before you give it back to Shariah, is there anything that you wanted to tell your parents?
No.
The time is now.
On-
Speak your mind or
No.
forever hold your peace.
There's nothing I've ever wanted to tell them, but like, there's stuff in the future I would want to talk about, but I can't because Sharice has never talked about you. Talked about.
So,
That's a
besides,
fact.
so but you do think that you're comfortable enough to talk to your mom about girly stuff, like, of course, womanly stuff and boys and things like that. You think you're comfortable enough to talk to her about that type of stuff?
No. Sharice hasn't talked about any boys, so
But this is not Sharice.
I know, but
she
like,
doesn't have
I'm
the mic
saying,
right now.
I don't know how she would respond, so I'm not gonna do that.
So you're not comfortable with talking to your mom about that type of stuff.
So basically, you need me to go first.
Yeah. But also, you're
I
older
can answer
than
that question.
me, so
If it was me and my father and we were talking about girls, I would tell so much. But you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's in the past.
Keep
So.
going. Okay.
Well, you had your time to speak because you act like I don't talk to you about stuff and all that, so you paint me as a bad father. Now you want to speak up like I don't talk to you about stuff.
Why you don't even got no girlfriend? You don't even be getting girls at school for real. Like what you talking about? You just be sounding stupid.
That's because a father is always gonna mess with his son about certain things, but you don't understand that yet. You will one day, young buck. But your turn has passed. You should have talked about stuff when you had a chance. Okay, so Shiraz's answer was no, she can't talk to her parents about any and everything. Do you hope to one day get comfortable enough to talk about that type of stuff with your mom, dad, stepdad?
I mean, yeah, but certain things. Like Malachi was saying how he's had a girlfriend and stuff. I can't just come out and say I have a boyfriend, which I don't.
Malachi ain't had a girlfriend, by the way.
Because he is a boy. Y'all take things differently when it's from a girl.
Not true.
It is true.
No. Malachi.
I've heard you say it's true.
No, I've said it is true of others. It's not true for me.
Well, Sherry and I have a difference of opinion.
We have a difference of opinion on this.
Because she does
I say boys
feel
should
the
be
same
treated
way. Because she's talked to Malachi about that. She feels the same way about boys as she does girls.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. I have a difference of opinion.
So you would let Malachi have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You would let me have a boyfriend?
Yes, but at a certain age.
See, no, that's different. That's different.
Yeah. Now ask me.
Mom, would you let me have a boyfriend? I already know it's no.
Okay.
Would you let Malachi?
Malachi, what's the answer?
Yeah.
No.
That's incorrect, and you know
I already
that.
know that's no. But Lacey said at a different age, so
Right.
that's
At a
already
certain
a
age.
difference. See, but you didn't say that for Malachi.
Because my reasoning is because young girls are impressionable. So
Boys are as well.
boys are too, but it's still different. It's still different.
No, it's not.
It is. Y'all are not men, so y'all don't know what I'm talking about or how I'm coming with it. And I think this would be too much of a long discussion about this certain topic that I feel should be another show. But if y'all really understood the way that I feel about this and most men feel about this, then you would probably understand, but you would definitely think it's unfair like you do now because y'all girls and y'all would feel that it's unfair. But we're coming from the mindset of men and we were once young men and we know what young men are after. So y'all are more impressionable. Women think more emotionally versus logically at that age, and boys can do things to you that they'll have your mind going crazy, you know what I mean? And you won't be thinking straight against your family and all type of stuff. But like I said, that's another conversation for another day. And boy, be quiet, because you ain't got no girlfriend.
And I think the exact same thing is true of boys. And that is why I think dating should be kept for both to a certain age. I don't think boys should be allowed to seriously date into a certain age, and girls should not either. I think I think relationships are too heavy for young people to handle. And so I think it takes a certain age. And because of the silliness that Malachi is showing, that is exactly why I think it takes a certain age. Because you don't take it seriously. You think things are a joke, and it's not. Little boys run out here playing with little girls and think that it's funny, and it's not. And some girls turn around and string out and hurt little boys, and it's not funny. You turn young people into hurt adults, and hurt people, which is why I think dating should be kept to a certain age by both, to where they understand the seriousness of what they are getting into with another adult. Drop mic.
I can agree with that a little bit, but I'm always be biased because I'm a boy. So
And because
We know that.
because you've been the one running around hurting people.
I've never broken hearts.
Oh,
Thank you.
lie.
Moving right along. Now,
Whole nother show.
so now my mindset back in the day on this topic, definitely I used to be like, you can't date until you're 18 when it comes to the girls. But I have, it wasn't the question, but we kind of ventured off into it. But now I've kind of got a little lenient on it, you know. Like, I feel like
And I still
16, 17,
It's too
okay,
young.
but I would have to meet the young man and stuff like that. I still don't, believe me, I still don't really want to, you know what I mean, deal with that at that age. But we also know that, you know, kids are kids, teenagers are teenagers, and you know, I'd rather know about it or know who they're dealing with versus them trying to sneak behind our back. So that's why I feel like I've gotten a little more lenient towards that topic. But you got any last words on that?
I understand that standpoint, and I know a lot of people have that standpoint that they'd rather know, so they want their kids to talk to them. But at the same time, just from this past weekend alone and being around a lot of teenagers and listening to conversations and just sitting and listening, I don't think young teens are prepared to handle everything that comes with the relationship or that comes with thinking about relationships or just starting to think about the opposite sex or same sex. I don't think that they're equipped to handle emotionally everything that comes with that, boys or girls.
Okay. All right. Moving along to Sharice. What was the question again?
Do you feel like you can tell your parents anything?
No. Very easy, no.
And why is that?
Like Shirai said, sometimes if you try to tell them stuff, it turns into a lecture. And then sometimes it's just because I can't figure out how to express what I'm feeling. I can't figure out how to put it into words that make sense to someone who's not in my brain 24/7. So that's another reason. But then also, like Malachi said, with you not calling him, sometimes I don't want to have to come to someone to talk to them. I want like someone to just say, hey, how are you doing? Like, how are you feeling? What's going on with you mentally? Like, how are you in life? So sometimes it's that I don't want to go to the parent. I want you to come to me in a way. And if you don't, then I just give up. So.
Okay, that's understandable. I hear y'all, and I will do better. I can say I will do better at that. I do think at one point I was calling Malachi a lot, but then he didn't have conversation for me. So I think we try to come to you all and talk to you all, but y'all don't talk to us. So we try to pry things out, but once again, y'all.
Oh, and then
don't-
also
y'all don't wanna talk
it
to
goes
us.
back to that, like, just earlier you said no retaliation, but then like 2 minutes later it kind of turned into this like tense, like the room got tense and you could tell, like.
Where did the room get tense at?
When Malachi called you stupid.
I ain't even hear that, so
I don't remember what question exactly, but there was a question where
Because
it got tense.
I doubt if he would call me stupid. Ain't that right, son? Because you respect your elders, right?
Let's roll a clip.
But if you want your ones, you come get them though.
Okay, yeah, show out for the viewers. I'll beat you up.
Roll a clip.
We're just kidding.
There's
We're
receipts.
just kidding.
We're
We're just kidding.
But
We're
yeah,
just kidding.
so-
We're just kidding.
Definitely not, because
But
again, lectures, and there is retaliation whether you say it or not, or like,
I'm still
Not
trying
in
to.
the
I'm still
room.
trying to see where
Or-
the retaliation
or
goes.
Not in the room.
I
or
think
just
we
not
all
even
can
not even
go.
retaliation. Like sometimes, I remember like, I think in middle school I was really struggling, to like talk about stuff with mother, and
Mhm.
she would kind of say like, you know, you can
tell me whatever. It's not gonna hurt my feelings, or I'm not gonna be upset or disappointed. And I could tell like it would be disappointing to hear, so I kept it to myself. So yeah, no, sometimes it's not even about retaliation. It's about like, I'm really big on, I don't like upsetting people or disappointing people.
So I'd like to say on this one, my girls responded the exact way I would think that they would respond. But with that being said, I probably think differently about this question than most people, because I think a lot of parents run around saying, tell me everything, I want you to tell me everything. And I think it was Sugar Mama on the last segment brought up the fact that there are some things you don't tell your parents because you know you shouldn't really be doing them. So I would not expect that my child, and this is just me, but I would not expect that my child told me absolutely everything, because if they do, they think I'm okay with it. It would almost offend me that they think I'm okay with poor behavior. Now, as for lectures, girls, I want y'all to understand that if a conversation, I will definitely do better about listening, but if a conversation becomes a lecture, it's because a parent has wisdom or guidance to share.
Yes.
And as a parent, you'll understand one day when you get there, and our parents told us that too, and it was annoying, but it's very true. When you become a parent, you completely understand the hurt you feel when your children get into a situation you wanted to try to avoid for them. And we can talk and we can talk and we can talk, but you're going to make your own decisions. But if we don't at least attempt to guide you, then that is on us as a failure as a parent. You're still gonna do things, you're still gonna make decisions or make choices that we don't want for you, but it is our job to attempt to guide those and hopefully guide you through or around things from our personal experience so that you don't have to go through them. If you don't have to get knocked down, then we're gonna absolutely try to make sure that doesn't happen. Cause life will kick you and keep going.
Okay, so I have something to say real quick since we're on this topic about telling parents stuff. Father, this might be disappointing to you, but I'm not playing football this year, so.
So why you not playing football? You want to play baseball?
I'm playing a lot of sports. Like right now, I'm playing soccer. I'm playing baseball right now too, but I'm playing a lot of different sports. Like, let's go through the list. Soccer, swim, track, wrestling, baseball. I'm not playing football just for my sophomore year, but I'll play for my junior, senior. And then I'll probably play basketball next year.
Okay, so you're saying you were afraid to tell me that?
No, I just didn't know what I was going to tell you.
But why?
Afraid. I just didn't know what I was going to tell you.
But why? That's my point. That why was that something you didn't know when you were gonna tell me, or that you couldn't tell me? If you don't want to play football, I can't force you to play football.
Because I felt like you were gonna be disappointed, so I ain't know what to tell you. But since we're on the topic, I guess I'm not supposed to tell you.
I'm a little disappointed, but I could tell that you wasn't really into football, because every time I asked you about football, or you practicing, or trainer to train you, you had very vague answers and act like you wasn't interested. So it's not a shocker to me. A little disappointed, but not that disappointed. I'm not. not disappointed to the extent that I'd be like mad at you or rah rah. But so no, that's nothing. If you don't want to play football, you don't want to play football. Just like Trey told us, he didn't want to play football this year. He says it's too hot. He gonna be a basketball player.
Yeah.
So Trey's not a football player anymore. He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
But to Sharice's point that she made about the lecture, I agree with everything that Sherry said as well. Like, when it feels like a lecture coming from your parents, we're just listening and we kind of seeing where you could go wrong at with mistakes that we've probably made in the past in the same situations. So we're just trying to, guide you or whatever, and it may come off as a lecture, and that's not really our intentions, but that's just the way it is. And like she said, our parents did the same thing to us, and you will understand one day when you have your own children. And you're gonna look back to this podcast, because of this podcast, by the way. And you're gonna be like, Lacey and shit. And my mom told me that, like, y'all gonna look back on this. And yeah. So, what's the next question? Come on, Shariah. Come on.
All right, next question. What do you want or need from your parents?
Oh, I know what I want.
Okay.
Turn the light on.
Hold on. I'm not in my room. I gotta quiet this dog down.
Well, we coming back to you, Sharice. We can start with you. We don't want to see your chest on Cuzzo Vision podcast.
I want a PC. That's what.
No, we're not talking about materialistic things. So, let's rephrase that question.
I want some shoes.
What do you want from your parents
You
emotionally,
never got me no
or
shoes.
emotionally, or anything like that? Not materialistic things. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, not materialistic. So now we can come back to you, Malachi.
Nothing.
All right, go ahead, Sharice. We'll come back to Malachi. Oh well, it's on you, Shariah.
No,
Yeah.
no, freaking whatever you said.
All right, not your turn yet. We'll come back to you. Go ahead, Sharice. What do you need from your parents emotionally, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, if anything? What do you need or want? You bet.
It can be physical too.
Going back to the lecture thing, sometimes I do want to say something. Sometimes I do want to rant or go off for a second, and I don't necessarily want you to respect someone to be there to listen. And I know y'all said it's like to prevent y'all from making mistakes and stuff, but I think sometimes it's like I'd prefer to make a mistake and know that you
Will be
I don't
there
know.
to support you.
yeah. I just want
Support.
I want to say something and it not be, well, this, and this immediately. I want to be able to say what I want to say and then just sit with it. You sit there and process it without telling me this whole life story. Just kind of,
We're back in
I hear you. I'm with you because I was one of those kids as well, Sharice. My own head on. But I think as parents, we're not parents if we don't say anything at all. And I think your mom alluded to that when she was explaining herself. We can sit and listen more, but maybe later on we can come back and be like, well, the thing you talked to me about earlier, this, that, and third.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you're grown. Listen, you're 18, about to be 19 now. You're grown. So, we can give you the advice, and you can make your own decision, and you can bump your head. But we gonna tell you, we told you so. So, but we'll still support you. Because, yes, I do think sometimes in life, people do need to bump their own head in order for them to get it. That's how most people actually learn life lessons, by bumping their own head. So I do agree with you on that, but I do think that as a parent, we just have to have that feeling of we tried to guide you at least. And if you make your own decision, you make your own decision. Like we said, you 18, go ahead. But when you're not 18, then you just gotta listen to what we tell you. Yeah. It is what it is. And another thing, if you're still living under your roof of your parent, you still have to adhere to some things until you get your own place. So that's another thing. But we try to be more lenient when you're older, so you can become your own adult who doesn't need assistance from their parents. So, yeah, we just feel like we have to say something so that we can feel better as parents. But I feel you on bumping your own head and learning from your own mistakes.
CC.
Cool. You got nothing else to say on that? What's
No,
the next one?
That's
Malachi.
Shariah hasn't gone.
Shariah hasn't gone?
Mhm.
Okay.
She said
What
she
is-
wants shoes.
We're not talking materialistic things. Do you need anything physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally from us?
Well, most of the time, I just want someone there to listen. Like Sharice was trying to say, before you said, you have to listen.
You have to listen.
You said that literally.
Did I?
Yes, you literally
Yeah.
said that. And like, for example, I was trying to tell my mom about how there was a fight at school, and I was just like, that's crazy, right? And trying to tell her what happened, and she was just like, you better not be getting in fights. I wasn't trying to tell you that I'm going to get in a fight. I was just trying to tell you about it, and that I think it was weird how they were going about that or whatever.
So you just want to talk about your day, basically?
Yeah, I just want to be able to talk about my day without there being,
A lecture.
yeah.
Without there being, well, that life choice is going to lead you to this, and it's going to be this very serious.
Yeah. Mom, I got a 70 on a math test. Why are you like this?
So-
Why don't you study?
So I'm intense. Okay, I will say that about myself. I am intense. I get it, because I think Sharice was actually referring to me or Shariah when they said the mood of the room changed when I started talking. I'm intense. But
So you
When-
were talking about your mom now?
when-
She said she wasn't talking about her.
oh, okay.
Which means she was
I
talking
mean, your
about
tone
women.
changed at one point too, when you started talking about the boys and girls thing.
Yeah, because
His
I
changed before
feel
that.
I feel very adamant that it
Passionate.
should very passionate that it should be the same. But
Lacey's biased.
even Shariah, I know like some of the times you've come home and wanted to talk about the fights at school, and honestly it almost gives me anxiety because of everything going on, because kids keep shooting up schools, and the reason they say that they shot up a school is because someone was mean or someone picked on them or someone bullied them. And I don't ever want you to be caught up in that or guilty by association, because that's a real thing, guilty by association. So if a kid is
Sounds
getting
like you're lecturing.
well,
Didn't you lecture?
I want her to understand like why that specific topic, it gets to me, it bothers me, and I probably give her the exact same response every time. Like, please make sure that you're not getting wrapped up in that. Please make sure that you're being kind to your classmates. Please make sure you're smiling at the kid that no one else smiles at. Because if a kid looks up one day and comes to school with a gun, you don't want your face to be one of the faces that they're aiming at. And if they see you, if they're getting pulverized by someone and they happen to look up and see your face laughing or recording, they're gonna remember that. And I just think people have gotten so far removed from how they treat other people or caring about other people. So I really, honestly, Shirai, I really don't even want you in the midst if
Okay.
there's a fight.
Okay. So we don't need to go in too deep into that. Well, we understand your concern, but we understand Shirai's concern that she just wants to talk without. No, she not even her. She just wants to talk about her day, like you come talk to me about your day at work. So, without a lecture, basically. So, okay. So you just both of you all said that you just want to vent sometimes, without being lectured. To sum it all up.
And sometimes, have you ever attempted to preface a conversation with, "Hey, Mom, I just want to talk. You only listen. Like, please don't respond." Because I preface Lacey.
That can be something that we add to the repertoire.
Yeah, like when I want to tell him something, I will preface it with, "Hey, I'm gonna say this. Don't respond. Just listen." You have to say that sometimes. I mean, it's okay to say that.
That's what she wants y'all to do sometimes.
Yeah.
So that she won't let
To
you
prepare
know.
myself.
That'll let her know to not give y'all the lecture.
Right.
She's trying to change.
But I'm gonna give you the lecture in a couple days, though. I was just playing. It was a joke. God.
Okay,
Tough crowd.
Malachi. Hold
Oh.
on.
You need the next question?
I'm having technical difficulties. Hold on.
You just avoided every question.
No, he's.
This is a
To infinity and beyond.
30-minute plus podcast.
We've
No,
been
we've been here for
That's
a
not
while
too
too.
bad.
we've been dragging out the conversations, but we're trying to get through them quick. All right, Malachi. Once again, is there anything that you need from us, mentally, physically, emotionally, not materialistic? Do you just need to vent to us sometimes as well, or is there anything else?
No, I'll be cool.
Sure.
I'll make sure I stay. Who said sure?
Hey, stop worrying about. Answer the question. Focus on the question.
He said no.
No, he said he'd be cool. I don't
said
even think he
no,
know what the
I'd be
question
cool.
was. Is there anything
He
that
knows
you,
what the
once
question
again, I wanna be clear. Is there anything that you need from us, mentally,
No.
physically, emotionally?
He said
All right.
no.
Y'all heard this right here on Cuzzo Vision Podcast.
Anything that happens, I'll be
I thought you wanted me to talk to you more.
man.
I thought you.
don't need like getting in all that drama because there'd be no point.
I thought you wanted me to call you more.
Next question.
I thought you wanted me to call you more.
Backlash.
Next question.
I was just
There
saying,
it is.
you call me once a week.
So you want me to call you more? That's yours.
We have a good talk and go on about our day.
All right. So you want me to call you more? All right.
I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I'm gonna call you like this weekend because I don't ever get a call, so I just be sitting here waiting.
But you do get a call at least once a week, right? All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay, next question.
I'll call you more, son.
No.
How do you view life as a kid or a teenager in 2023?
Shariah, the
Anybody
mic's to
take
you.
it?
Oh, trial and error. Yeah, everything's a trial and error.
Malachi,
Yeah.
same question. How do you view life in 2023 as a teenager? Is it fun? Is it scary? Is it what?
It's not scary. It's just you gotta be able to watch who you trust. Not everybody your friend. Not everybody gonna stick around. And just always watch your back, cause people ain't friendly. Well, they be acting like they friendly, but people ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? They be playing fake. So I just be watching my back.
Okay. So outside of fake friends, how do you view life? Is your life fun? Are you happy?
Oh,
Is
my
this
life outside of everything else is great. I mean, I ain't really got no problems to worry about other than school and sports. Shoot. Other than that, I don't do nothing but worry
so?
about those two things, for real, for real.
So you're happy with like the social media age and all of that?
Yeah, I'm happy with the social media age. I'll be laughing at everything, so you don't really be caring.
Okay.
But like I tell myself every day when I be talking to God, everything happens for a reason. So
Okay. Glad to know you talking to the Lord, cause you gonna need him when I see you. No, I'm just playing. All right, moving on. That was a good answer. Good answer. Moving on to Sharice. Pass the mic.
How do you view life as a teenager in 2023?
Well, she's grown now, but just how do you
No,
view
she's
life?
still a teenager.
She's still in her teens, but you know. Well, to you, hold on. Let me ask you, cause you're a little older now. How do you view life, even when it comes to like the world, politics, everything that you see, your own personal life, the world, just everything? Are you even into politics? Do you keep up with the news and things like that?
Right now, life is the scary monster under the bed.
Why do you say that? Is it because of work or just worldly things that's happening? Like,
it's mostly like the environment, like hearing scientists and people tell you we're not going to have the planet that we do for much longer, or it's going into adulthood right after COVID and trying to figure all that out, and trying to be a real estate agent during basically a recession, and politics. I mean, stuff just happened with women's rights not too long ago, so that's scary too. Not knowing what could be taken from me.
okay.
That's true.
So
Good answers. Anything else?
no.
Okay. We're gonna stick with you. And do y'all think life is easier or harder for y'all now versus back in the day for us? And I think we kind of touched on that earlier.
Yeah, a little. And this is the final question.
Hurry up, answer fast.
Y'all had it easier.
We had it easier?
Yeah.
Expand on that.
For starters, y'all didn't go through COVID, which might not like seem like the biggest deal for y'all. Like, I mean, sure it changed some stuff, but overall, y'all got to, you know,
Stay in the
just-
house with
yeah,
y'all.
yeah, it didn't change too much for y'all, except y'all got to start being in the house more often, which I think y'all liked, but like, for me that was not fun because it was like, because I was in high school and it felt like it took away some of the things that I was most looking forward to with high school. Graduation, prom, social media makes it a lot harder for us. But despite what you said, I don't think a lot of kids love it in the way that you think we do. I think it's because we've grown so accustomed to it that we're like, we have to have it, but it's not necessarily a good thing that we do have it. And that if we got rid of it for a minute, we'd be like, wow, I really like not having social media. So y'all definitely had it easier.
So you think if y'all didn't have social media, y'all would go outside and play more and
No, it's too
talk more in person and go to people's houses like we used to back in the day?
You're so mean.
You can answer.
I go to people's houses.
Just answer the question.
What? What was the question?
Do we
Then
have
what?
it easier or harder than them?
Y'all have it easier.
You think so?
Yeah.
Explain.
Like, I can't explain it, but like our lives got put on hold because of COVID, and y'all didn't really have that. By didn't really have that, I mean y'all didn't have that at all.
Okay.
Y'all went through life easy breezy until now, of course, but you went through your teen years doing everybody else's stuff, normal teen stuff. We got put on hold because of COVID.
Okay, so outside of COVID, because that seems to be the theme that y'all like to run to. Outside of COVID.
Because it's the main thing we had to deal with. It's a huge topic.
It's the biggest thing that you've had to deal with.
Exactly, so you have to
ever in your
entertain.
life. Okay. But y'all answers are solely on COVID, right?
Those are just the main topics. Thank you. Women's rights. You're not a woman though, so you wouldn't understand.
Okay. Malachi, do you think y'all have life easier us back in the day?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like y'all's generation better. I feel like
What? That didn't. I can't understand the question.
You like?
He said he liked our generation better.
That doesn't make any sense.
So you're saying we had it easier?
yeah, y'all had it way easier than we did.
Okay. Is your explanation because of COVID as well?
No, I don't care about COVID. COVID just stopped me from doing nothing.
Yes, it did.
All right. So why do you think we had it easier?
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like y'all were more mature.
Be quiet.
So like,
I can agree with that though.
y'all were more mature. I like how y'all did things back in the day. A lot different. I wish it would have continued to the 2000s because kids nowadays is so just ugh.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you,
Okay.
yeah.
Y'all generation was
So
y'all
that
y'all had it easier with y'all. I'm not saying y'all was more. Y'all went outside. Y'all actually did stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't really have phones like that. So y'all couldn't really talk to nobody either unless you went to their house or you went to school with them, or you had your little page or whatever they used to call it back in the day. You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
we ain't that old.
What year
I'm
did-
old enough to remember a pager, but and I probably had one at one point, but we had phones as well, sir.
What year
But,
do you think we're talking about?
But because I do feel like we were more mature back then. Open up the door for your brother, nephew. I do feel like we were more mature back then but that's only because we had a lot more responsibility back then at a younger age, and that's why I don't feel like we had life easier. Y'all feel like we had life easier But some of the stuff that we make y'all do now that y'all don't like to do, we had to do that. No questions asked. Like, we had to watch our little brothers and sisters because our mom and them was gone to work or whatever. It just is what it is. Like, we had to grow up very fast because we didn't have a lot of money back in the day. And parents had to do what they had to do to feed their families. So a lot of people grew up faster, you know, and another reason why I say we didn't have it easier because we didn't have, once again, all this money where we have all these fancy things and toys and gadgets and all the things that we wanted. We had to, 4-5 boys had to share one little Nintendo game and wait their turn. Now kids got their own device to play with. They ain't gotta wait on nobody to finish their turn, you know? Like, y'all just have it way much easier than we did. Like, we had to wait a whole year to get what we wanted. We had to wait till Christmas to get anything that we wanted, or possibly our birthday, you know. Now, when it comes to your birthdays and Christmas, y'all don't even know what y'all want because y'all got everything. So, like, I think our times was funner, but we didn't have it easy. I can tell you that. You got anything?
I think I already spoke on it and kind of said I felt like we did have it easier. I definitely think what Malachi said is accurate. We were more mature, but I think it's more so not necessarily responsibility, but I think it's because we were raised to be more respectful. I don't think a lot of children nowadays have very firm and strong upbringings. I think a lot of people are more self-absorbed and they don't spend time raising their children. So you see a lot of immaturity because children are raising themselves.
Even with that, you brought up something good. Back in the day, we couldn't just do nothing and say, you can't do nothing to me, I'm going to tell my mom. No, back in the day, the neighbor, anybody had a right, to do something to you, to discipline you. Right. And they'll go tell your mama, I caught her doing this and I got on her butt. And guess what? Guess what your mama and daddy gonna say? That's good. Now they finna get another one.
Yep.
So we couldn't, even though social media went out here and everything wasn't recorded, if somebody else on that block saw you do something, oh, you was getting in trouble. Mm-hmm. So life was good back then and fun, but it wasn't easy. And once again, like I said, parents were struggling to put food on the table. Sometimes kids had to go to work to help, pay bills and have food in the house. So a lot of kids just grew up faster even though they were teenagers. That's why they seemed more mature back then. Mm-hmm. So life was not easier in my opinion back then for us. No, not at all. All right, so what's the
that was it.
I want to thank y'all for on Cuzzo Vision Podcast. Once again, I want y'all to let the viewers know what's your name, age, because I forgot to record earlier, so I need this again so I can clip it in the front. But once again, we'll do that and we'll get up out of here. But so give me your name, age, any social media tags, and anything exciting about you going on in your life. We'll start with Shariah.
You just said my name.
Just tell them your whole name. Go ahead.
Shariah,
name, age.
Shariah, 15. I don't really have any hobbies. Nothing exciting really happening.
She's gonna be a sophomore this year, guys. School starts next week. Let's clap it up for that. Woohoo! Sharice. Name, age, hobbies.
Sharice. 18, about to be 19, full-time dog mom, new real estate agent.
All right, Malachi. Malachi.
He laughed. He
He
laughed. Little
sleep.
faking
Come on, so we can get up out of here. Name, age, hobbies, social media. Okay, Rex. Rex want to talk. Malachi, hold up. We can't hear you.
My bad. My name Malachi. I'm 15. I'm a sophomore. My hobbies is sports. For real. Go at me on Instagram. Malachi Malaki__S. On the gram, man. Y'all go follow your boy.
2 followers.
Let's give it up for Malachi being a sophomore. And once again, I wanna thank y'all for joining us on the Cuzzo Vision podcast, and we would love to do this again. We just wanted to do this so that y'all could express some things, and we wanted to learn some things about you all that maybe we wasn't getting before or that we wasn't realizing before. So thank y'all for expressing yourself, and hopefully we can do it again. Did y'all have fun?
Totally. Whatever gets me moving faster.
All right, I know talking to your parents isn't any fun, but hopefully the next time we do something, maybe we'll have a fun topic to talk about, and you guys will be more open. I will tell you the got a live at the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
Not you guys,
Yeah.
but thank you for being on Cuzzo Vision podcast. And we out.
Like and subscribe.
Rex want to say something. Come on, Rex. Say.
Hey, I got some. When is video going up?
I don't know. I'll let you know, but probably next Wednesday. All right, we out. Bye, Rex. Say bye, Rex. Oh, you following your mom.
Did you put a timer for the food?
Mm-mm.